founder and leader of the Ghana Freedom Party, Akua Donkor, has passed away at Ridge Hospital in Accra. A family source says she died on Monday, October 28, at the age of 72. Renowned for her spirited presence in Ghanaian politics, Akua Donkor was a staunch advocate for the rights of farmers and women. Let's take you down memory lane here on Newstex.
Madame Akua Donkor lived the greater part of her 72 years outside of the public limelight until she emerged around 2012 during the election, seeking to become president when she founded the Ghana Freedom Party. In 2012, she did not end up on the presidential ballot after she was disqualified by the Electoral Commission. But Madame Akua Donkor didn't give up. She joined hands with PPP's Papa Kwesi Ndom in a short-lived alliance. In 2016, she was back to her dream of becoming president and was disqualified again. She did not lose her sense of humor, even in such trying times for her political dreams. But in 2020, Akua Donkor made it for the first time on the presidential ballot paper.
The sixth first candidate to present nomination forms to the commission was Madame Akua Donkor, and the candidate has therefore been adjudged responsive to the nomination requirements. She has therefore been cleared to contest the 2020 presidential election.
In 2024 also, she made it on the ballot paper and until her death was busy campaigning to be president. In the last IPAC meeting she attended, she threatened to sue former President John Dramani Mahama. When Akua Donkor was interviewed by Hits FM, she made headlines when she attempted to recite the national pledge.
Through the blind of our palace, of Ghana, so help me God.
In one of her most viral videos, Akua Donkor jokingly takes on a woman who passes in front of her while she is being interviewed by journalists. As Akua Donkor journeys back to a crater, a lot of you will remember her for a lot of things, but she does not want you to forget this.
America for my Ghana pet and Oba at the party. Ube who say be a president here. No, I'm a Quenum at Wabamano. And the Ghana pet and Oba at the party. And the Mikra no play a ha. I brought for the cranky up my basso. Now, I was making a cham Robert said, yeah, my idea. See, I try Baba and I will back track with us. Match over ya. What the Aqua to Ghana have on this one. Over cross Abafa. If you say much sham Robert in me, I'm cheerful. And the Yaman are cheerful. And the Yanko policy form. Yat sham Robert in Yama or Magana, Yaya.
Madame Akua Donkor brought fun to Ghana's usually heated politics. I will continue to keep many smiling, even in death. Kweku Asante for Joy News.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. Let's take you now to the Ashanti region. My colleague Ohimi Interior is at her hometown. He joins us live with more. Ohimi, what's the atmosphere like there? Well, those are live visuals coming from the hometown of the leader of the Ghana Freedom Party, Eritrea. And it's quite sad seeing those visuals. When we heard about the news, we decided to go there. My colleague Ohim Interior is there. He's been interacting with family members of the deceased. She was aged 72 when she passed on. Let's cross over to Ohim Interior now. I'm hoping I have better connection to him.
2024 will go down in history as one of the darkest days in the family's history, because they least expected the news of her demise being announced to the family. So behind me are relatives and family members of the late Madam Akua Donkor who have gathered here a while ago. Residents of Eritrea had been trooping in to commiserate with their family and also to sympathize with them. I have been speaking to the family head of the Diana family, Openi Nanaya Opoku, who tells me they least expected to hear news of Madam Akua Donkor's death, because they were told of the fact that she has been rushed to the hospital, and within a couple of minutes, news of her death was announced to them. So let me speak to the Abusia Penny of the Diana family here at Eritrea. Nana memo akwaba adeba Joy News TV. So mami misa se sekra na mote ya mami Akua Donkor ne yade no yare da ho net say.
Oh madaruma ya antene yade so yare da ho. Ani ya antene yade se ya gene kura akoto baabi. Yeti ya na no be na dwunundu. Yeti ya ne se niwu. Ani yeti ye. Ndi yeti ya no so no. Me de na ani mitibu anye ntina menyindi. Nti mane kanyina me de na mitu o manu guse o mu ntwa akire na me de ente service e ma me no. Yente ne yade yente ne hwe oba akura be 3 weeks mu ani. Nti yente ne yade yente ne hwe. Ti ahomachi no mo safre se na de ka no nyini ada. Nti afia kire de mo kan na se isu nyina ayede e wa akire na mam gidiye. Me gidiye so na se me nko aso ntimi ntana so se me frɛ busuan ne nyina busuan so bi wo baby ya mbobɔ mu nyina amane abusuan nyina fe no mba maako ye ne kakra ye wa ha no ye twa ahia na se ma me kwala nkɔ no de ni wuo na yekte no no kore se wawu
nti wo ka se na wonyini ade ntina na wonyini
se ma ntene yade ntina na menyiri eni se owuo no no kore no.
So this is Adriana Abusuapani Nanaya Opoku. He tells me when news of the death of Madam Akua Donkor was announced to him yesterday, he didn't believe it. So he thought it was one of the rumors until the call came again this morning to announce the death of Madam Akua Donkor. He's been living in a state of disbelief because, according to him, he didn't hear Madam Akua Donkor's admission at the hospital. So for him to be told all of a sudden of her death is something that made him disbelieve news of Madam Akua Donkor. Mami Misa Abusuapani say one day ne yade e bere twa to oba ha no kan se be se na otwe miensani e na oba ha be ye de ankasa
oba ha no oba de na ne politics sem na ode ba so ode be chi abusua oba campaign Emma Kuri ene abusua no na dawloma de ode ba ha eno no
nti bia de pa na se mudi ho ya obi a mo ya ba ko a ye mo ya pa na se mo ahwere se mantimi anya mampani amfiri mo abusua mu ana
no na ya no se ye ntimi anya wadi akira bre bebribe a ye ntimi anya mampanyine no amfiri abusua mu a ya ahwere ya japade ya eno no.
Okay, so according to Nana Yapoku, Madam Akua Donkor was in this community about 3 weeks ago. She came to the community to campaign vigorously for his electioneering campaigning activities. So the family is very sad. They have been saddened by the fact that the family couldn't produce a president for this country. That has been the utmost hope of the family, that one day this particular family, the Adriana family, would produce a president for the country, and then they can also, walk on the streets of Eritrea, bare chest out to also take some recognition for the fact that the family has produced a president for for the entire country. And mami Mr. Mami Akua Donkor kura no o kana ho asema kire ya abusua what is say yankasa
kana ho asema kire say abusua yi ankasa yesi owu mu no owu mu emaye a ye ne ye baako ye ni problem bia wa abusua mu ya okoba bia ye ne no akoba bia ye ne no abusua no techema ye frɛ no so a wo de America ye dai eba nti ye ni problem bia wa abusua yi ande owu mu no
na ye hwɛ ne madodo sɛ na ogya wo mu akiri
ne ma na omo ye nan na ogya wo mu akiri nan omo ye nson na miensa afiri mu ti aka nan na wo sisi ya na baako na one ne won kran ho a waka no so mienu wa baako so kumase.
So, according to Nana Yapoku, Madam Akua Donkor was blessed with 7 kids. 3 are of blessed memory. So, there are 4 left behind. And when I visited this family house, I inquired that among them a 65-year-old man, and the youngest is 23-year-old girl who is also in Accra with the late mom. So she was in Accra with the late mom when her sad incident occurred. Let me speak to one of the daughters here. Madam, Pachona, what to say?
Christian.
Pacho, what do you
For 53 years.
Mami Akua Donkor man, what to say?
Me tosu me no.
Oh, you're about 10 years. Mami, Mrs. A brave chat to a woman, Mammy Kura, and come over and any day.
Menini dim komo se me hia sika bi de me ba akọ nursing. Komo na menini di. Be 3 weeks ni. Komo menini di no.
So this is the second child of Madam Akua Donkor. She is 53 years old, and she tells me the last time she had a conversation with the mom was 3 weeks ago when she came around, and she actually beckoned on her to support her to see her daughter's education at the nursing training school. I don't know what she say. Oh my mere free mo. Say now just me.
Me dia me kasa nya no kore. Wonyale nya hwe ya den na wo. Nti me ba fie. Na me hwele ahomachi ya me ba fie. Me bebusa ya. Yes, na ye no kore.
Ade na wonyi ni say nya no kore.
Sa me ma me nyale. Me ma me nyale. Esi den wo. Nipa yale ya no wo. Wonyale na wo. Me se me ma me yale me fro ka akwa akohwe no onyale ntini wo no aya me nwanwa kakra.
So this is the daughter. She tells me she also lived in a state of disbelief when news of the sudden death of her mom was reported to her. So she didn't believe it until this morning when the call also came again to confirm the death of her mom. So that the is in a state of disbelief. They still don't believe that the late Madam Akua Donkor, who aspired to be president of Ghana, is no more and can never be counted among the living. But let me find out from Abusua Penny the funeral arrangements, how it will go at this moment. Nana mami misa say yeren tutu ye no kwase sisi.
Wadawluma inya ensha se fi aka akra no mu nyina bedu to mbedura na ntutu ye bi ho bia no ebe mo so ate.
So the Adriana Abusua Penny tells me it is too early to be talking about the funeral arrangements because news has already been sent, information has been sent to other members of the family to converge. And as and when the family members converge entirely, that is where they can decide on the funeral arrangement. So for now, these are few members of the community, few members of the family, the Adriana family, supported by members of the Ejretia community who are commiserating with the family here at the Ejretia family house of the late Madam Akua Donkor. Let me also inform our viewers that this particular door is an entrance to Madam Akua Donkor's room. I remember those days when we used to come to this community to speak to her as assembly member, and when she first announced her bid to become Ghana's president, we will come and then this is where she will host us and then also speak to us. Abusua Penny mpacho ne da no say eno ano na asesa.
Ame pacho no ano. Nse sign.
Enti mo ni bodan so a de na ka e kire mo fa maami ho.
Maami de awreho na ise aba. Ye ni ko bodan no so pene de awreho aba. E de usun ene yaw na abra busua no.
So citing this particular door, brings fond memories of the late Madam Akua Donkor, and it's a very sad one. So the family believes the late Madam Akua Donkor is a Yasantua of Adjuritia who has fought a good fight, and he has also lifted the good name of Adjuritia. So everywhere Adjuritia is mentioned, Madam Akua Donkor's name will always be attached to Adjuritia.
Humanitarian join us live from the hometown of Akua Donkor, leader of Ghana Freedom Party. She has passed on at age 72. Now.